Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so today we're gonna do some more editing. I've switched up the overlay just a little bit. I put a little more effort into it. Okay, I'm gonna stop the music. Okay, so I'm just gonna hop in Premiere and just start editing because that's what we're here to do. Um, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat and I will definitely respond. Man, it's hot in here and I don't want to wear this hat, but my hair is such a mess. Can I get away with not having a hat on? Yeah, I think if I keep the headphones on, it'll be fine. You can't tell too much. Okay. So I have a lot of the clips here are B-roll clips, and and one or two of them is like the talking clips. So yeah, these two are both talking clips. I'm gonna keep those the iris color and label these. Oops. These violet, just so I can tell the difference. I like to keep everything color coded. You know, maybe I'll keep music playing quietly in the background for now because I don't need... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep music playing just so there's something in the background. Can you guys even hear that? Turn it up a bit. Okay. So I like to start with just dragging one of the clips I know is going to be like one of the main clips because that's using the settings that I want. I just like to drag it onto the timeline just so I don't have to create my own sequence. And I'm probably just going to get rid of that because that's not going to be the first clip I show. That's not how you spell sequence. I wish I could make the editing like a bit bigger for you guys, but it's unfortunately not really going to work because I have my ultra wide monitor. If I try and scale it up to 16:9, it's just going to be cut right off. Oh yeah, so I started recording. I started recording and then got interrupted, so I had to restart. So this clip is going to be the full talking clip. Sorry, I have to turn the music off. It's distracting. Oh, hey guys. Make the timeline bigger. Yeah, I understand it's probably kind of hard to see. I can do this, make the tracks wider to help you see a bit better. But the thing is, the ratio you're seeing my screen in, that like kind of wide ratio at the bottom of the stream, that's just the size of my whole monitor. So I can't like resize it so it's bigger and it's easier to see, because then I would have to like scale it up and crop off the edges, unfortunately. But hopefully maybe if I do this will let you see a little better. Oh, I'm going to not make the mistake I did last time and apply my edits before I start cutting clips. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of... That sounds okay. Whatever you have going on under your desk. So this is a cable management video I'm editing, by the way. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see people stopping by. So yeah, I'm just getting started on this editing. If you're just joining now, I just started the stream. Just getting started on editing this video. It's about cable management, and there's actually not a lot of me talking. But there's a lot more like B-roll and stuff, so this will be a little bit different than the last one I did on stream. Testing. Oh, that's just my mic test. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of... I'm also gonna color correct. Also, I'm wearing a black shirt, which probably wasn't a good idea in hindsight, but I do want to create a nice Limitry preset for my videos, except I'm lazy, so I haven't yet. The blacks are really black. Like, they're really dark. Like, I want to add contrast, but I almost can't because I need to bring up the blacks. If I do... Curves are an interesting thing to mess around with. See, if I do, like, yeah, if I do something too extreme, then it looks very bad. That's okay. I think I actually removed some of the contrast there, but now you can actually see me. Can you do me a favor? Say yeah 3 times. Why? And what presets do you use or edit? I just do my own, like, I just select my effects in Premiere Pro and just apply them and sort of do it myself. The audio is, the audio sort of enhancement is, here I can show you. It's just 3 effects here. There's Amplify, to try and get my levels to around 0 decibels, as close to that as possible. EQ, just to kind of, I don't know, this is the layout for my EQ that I use. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you definitely can't. That's okay, it's not that important. But I just like boost the bass and the highs a little bit in the EQ, and then just some very light denoising, because if it goes too much then it sounds really tinny. And my videos are pretty good for noise anyway. Like, my mic doesn't I don't know. I'm in a quiet room, so I don't really pick up a lot of audio other than my own voice. I've recommended your live to my friends. Thank you. Yes, if you do enjoy these videos, the best way you can help me out is by telling people about them. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of... I wasn't done color correcting, was I? So eventually, when I stop being lazy, I'm gonna create a Lumetri preset that just has a general effect like these curves and stuff, just applied to them, just so I can drag and drop, and I don't have to do this every time. So I did this last time, but I like to desaturate the red areas to make my skin look less red, I guess. And then no, I'm not gonna change the hue of anything. I will boost my skin tones though, which is right in the orange area. Just increase that a bit. Why does my face look so weird in that position? I've edited so many videos of myself that I'm just kind of used to my face, like just staring at my own face in a really dumb position. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of My Hair is Too Long and There's Nothing I Can Do About It. That's my little witty intro bit there. Today we're finally going to do some cable management stuff. Turn up my desktop audio just a bit, so I don't know if you guys can actually hear my playback. What type of gear? You said gears. I'm assuming you mean what type of gear do you use to record your video? I use a Canon 60 Mark II is what you're seeing right now, and also what I use for my YouTube videos with a 16-35 f4 lens. Some cheap softbox lights, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and my Rode mic. This beautiful microphone right here. I record my YouTube videos with this, but for this I need something that plugs into my computer. Yes, I realized I started cutting the clips before I finished my edit. As much as I like to think I'm good at using Premiere, I am a little scatterbrained sometimes. Okay. So yeah, this is actually one of my, probably the most structured my videos ever get, because I wrote down bullet points for each thing that I wanted to talk about in the video. Yeah, all the links to all my gear are in the description of the video. So if you are interested in anything, it's Amazon links are in the description. Those are my affiliate links. Hey there, Rashad, how are you doing today? And there's nothing I can do about it. Today we're finally gonna do some cable management stuff. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, that's, cut that all out, throw in the intro right there. Today we're finally gonna do some cable. Cut the black part of that video out, so I just have the actual stuff I want. And just line it up. The audio's already, the level's already adjusted. Today we're finally gonna do some cable management stuff. I actually did, I made the logo bigger on this intro. I asked for your feedback on the first video I used it, and someone said make the logo a little bigger, and I agreed, so I did increase that. I'm doing pretty good, thanks. I've actually been sitting on this footage for a couple days, but I wanted to be able to stream it when I edited it. So here you guys go. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing okay. If you're watching on a phone, it's probably going to be a little more tough, and I'm sorry, there's not much I can do about it. I am streaming in 1080p, so hopefully that's helping. But yeah. I wish I could make things a little more zoomed in for you, but it also, I have to be able to see what I'm doing, and if my whole screen is just taken up by one panel or something like that, then I'm going to have some issues. Oh yeah, I wanted to do like a little cut in on this. Another episode of My hair is too long and cut there. The professional way to do these like zoom ins is to just use keyframes and not cut your clips, but I don't know, it doesn't need to be a smooth transition, it's just like a straight, like kind of jump cut zoom in thing. Which could very well be done with just adding keyframes, but it's just, I mean, the reason you would do it with keyframes is because it's less destructive to the video clips, but I don't really care, so I'm just gonna do it the easy way. Another episode of My Hair is Too Long and There's Nothing I Can Do About It. Today we're finally gonna do some cable management stuff. Alright, so today we're gonna be turning your messy cable, whatever you have going on, messy cable. I also find when I start recording, it takes me like a little bit to warm up. Even on stream, like I'm probably gonna sound a lot more quiet, right, or like just kind of more monotone right now than I will in like half an hour. My coffee is cold now. Not drinking that anymore. Whatever you have going on under your desk, we're gonna make it look a little nicer. Okay, so the general idea of this video is to help you clean up all the cables underneath your desk. And it's a part of my sort of like desk upgrade series. I actually have a playlist with all those videos in it that you can check out if you're interested in that. I know a lot of people watching my videos watch them for like more of the camera stuff, but if you're also interested in like PCs and like editing and technology and stuff, then I also have a whole thing just on that. So this has the benefit of not just, you know, looking nice, but it's a little more practical because it can be easier to find cables or... Now this has the benefit of looking... Okay, so I did redo that. The benefit of not just, you know, looking nice. I've been trying to get better with, if I don't like a take, to just redo the whole thing, like the whole sentence, rather than trying to like redo just half of it or something like that, just so I can avoid less jump cuts. Now this has the benefit of looking nice for your desk, and then it also just kind of helps keep you a little more organized. But it's mostly just to make things look clean. I usually like to line up my cuts using the waveforms. It's a lot quicker to visually see, like, oh, that's where I stopped talking. I'll just put my playhead there. And then I can use, if you hold K and use J and L, you can like go frame by frame. So that's just how I can get it a little more accurate. I really like how you're energetic to explain, even though it's just 5 people watching. Yeah, man. Underrated channel. Thank you. Yeah. I'm here to perform for however many people are willing to watch. That's what I got. I'll do my best to link all these. I do these videos for fun, and if people want to watch them, then that's even better. I'll do my best to link all these products on Amazon in the description. Plus, how am I ever going to get more than, 5 viewers if I just sit here quietly and ignore every time somebody asks me a question? That wouldn't be very, very entertaining of me. So I've got some cable fasteners, some J channels. So this is all stuff I'm going to add B-roll over first, but I like to do the main pass of like the talking head stuff. I like to do all the cutting and stuff for that, and then put the B-roll over top. Fasteners, some J channels. So I've got some cable fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have okay, so I redid that. Cut there, and then trim this in. Hey, can you make a reaction video? I've thought about it, but I don't know what I would react to. Would you like to react at my photo? Like a photo you took? That's something I would be interested in, like a whole video of like me viewing your photos and like, I don't know, giving my like critique on them or something like that. But I don't know if anyone actually cares about what I have to say about stuff like that. But also, I would need enough people to actually send in images in order for me that to be like in order to make a whole video out of it. I would need multiple people to be able to send in photos and stuff. So maybe in the future I'll do that. So I've got some cable fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables. Great explanation, Will. And they're in the shape of a J. See, it's just easier to do the cuts and then type in a bit of a zoom than it is for me to set up keyframes for everything. Your cables, and they're in the cables, and they're in the shape of a J. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. These things, they're called J channels because they're like a J, and you can like stick them on the back of your desk and then just put all the cables in there. They are my new favorite cable management thingy. They're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties. Playback's actually doing pretty good right now because last stream was having some issues. I don't know if it's my GPU or my CPU. I'm guessing it's my GPU because I just upgraded my CPU. But it's streaming and editing at the same time is a little hard on my computer. My friends will send photo or video. Okay, well, I'll try and set something up, like a better way to for you guys to submit your photos, so it's a little more organized. I believe you should make some videos with other YouTubers. That's a good idea, except that would involve me going places, and I don't like doing that. That's actually not why, but me and my friends have a YouTube channel that we're working on together. That's cool. Um, but videos with other YouTubers, that's a good idea. But then I have to find YouTubers around that have around the same channel size as mine, who are physically close enough to me that we can meet up to collab, um, and also that we have similar channel ideas. So that's the main reason I haven't done that, because it's tough to find other small YouTubers um, who have a similar interest and are also just, you know, live close enough that we can like effectively do a collab video without it needing to be like, oh, I'll just film my thing at my house and you film your thing at your house and we'll just put it together in one video. Not to mention I can't meet up with anybody right now because of COVID, but that's a whole other thing. Some double-sided adhesive, some tape, and something sharp. I'm also not really this is probably not a good idea, but I'm not really listening to what I say in my videos when I'm editing. I'm just kind of, I mean, I am, but I'm not like constructively thinking about it, I guess. Like I'm hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth, and so that I know when to cut, and when I'm redoing takes, I know to cut that out. But also, like, sometimes I just say some stupid stuff in my videos and I just don't even really notice. Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, with the trying to find people to collab with. Like, if I do a collab, I want it to be like a good collab. So yeah, so it's mostly just about finding someone who's actually willing to do it and is in my area. And something sharp. So this is what my cables look like right now. It's not great. They were cable managed a little better, and then the adhesive on the power bar failed, and everything just kind of came down. Okay, so again, this is the stuff I'm talking about right now is actually just going to be underneath some B-roll by the time this is all done. So let's clean it up. First we're going to start with removing everything. You might see me while I'm editing this, not me, the me in the video I'm editing, look down at my phone a bunch, and that's because I wrote down like bullet points for this video, which is why it's going to be, you can actually see, like, if you just look at the waveforms, there's a lot more talking throughout the video. There are still some big gaps in where I'm just trying to figure out what to say, I guess, but yeah, when I actually structure my videos, it's much easier for me to, or more efficiently, sort of talk to the camera without messing up a bunch. Everything. Okay, we want to be thorough, all right? This is a cable management job that you don't want to have to touch or adjust for a while. So I'm going to move my whole computer out of the way and just unplug everything. Because if you're Okay, I thought I was going to redo that, but I didn't, so let's cut there. Just get rid of that little gap. For a while. So I'm going to move my whole computer out of the way and just unplug everything. Because if you're anything like me, there's a good chance somewhere in that nest of cables, there's a few cables that aren't even being used or that you just don't need anymore. This is actually, like, this is true. Like, if you go through and just like unplug everything around your, whether it's like your TV or your computer desk or whatever, and like unplug everything and like sort of take everything out of the desk or whatever it is, you'll usually find, or at least I usually find, that that like, sorry, I'm like reading chat and trying to talk at the same time. you'll find that you're gonna have cables that are just sitting under there that you haven't used in forever. Yeah, I'll keep you updated if I decide to sort of do that. I would like to. Yeah, if I decide to do a like reaction style video, I actually will probably post a whole video like that's just like a minute long, just saying like, hey, send me your photos. This is how you can send me your photos. So you'll see it if I do that. For example, I have this ether. For example, oops, I cut too much off there. Control Z is your best friend. For example, I have a couple USBs and also this Ethernet power line adapter that I'm just not using, but they're sitting under there taking up space. So I'm just gonna put those away somewhere else. I'm gonna cut off the last part of the sentence because I feel like I don't really need it. I'm just gonna do that and go to the next bit. You see how much easier it is to edit based on looking at the waveforms? Like I can just go to the next part and be like, oh, this is where I start talking again. Taking up space. Once all the cables are cleared out, lay your J channels out where you think you're gonna need them. I already have a few laid out from when I put them in a while ago, so they're fine. And they're fine, so I'm just gonna leave them. From when I put them in a while ago. This is an example of what I don't like to do, where I redo only the last part of a sentence and then it sounds a little choppy because I have to cut it together. From when I put them in a while ago, and they're fine, so I'm just gonna leave them. We're from Malaysia, by the way. That's cool. I like hearing where people are from because it always surprises me that like my videos reach further than just like the area I live, which makes sense obviously because it's the internet, but it's still kind of interesting. They're fine, so I'm just gonna leave them. So now that you kind of have an area to lay out all your cables, start putting them back, just the ones you need, and kind of roughly lay them out in the area you want them to go. Make sure that they're all gonna be the right length, that they're gonna reach, or that there's not gonna be too much extra cable. This editing, the rough cut here is going to be a lot quicker than last live streams edit. Now this step depends on what your setup is looking like, but for me, I want to mount my power bar on the underside of my desk. Now this is for a couple reasons. One, you don't see on the desk. Now this is for a couple reasons. One, you don't see it as well when I know your videos are fit to be made in Premiere because they look great. Thanks. But do you ever use After Effects? Yes, I do use After Effects. I made my whole intro in After Effects. Yeah. But that's not really, there's nothing really After Effects would add to a video like this. Because since I'm just doing basic cuts and like overlaying videos, and it's much nicer to have like the sort of timeline that Premiere has, rather than sort of the layer based thing that After Effects works in. But when I do like visual effects and stuff like that, which I don't do very often, but when I do, I use After Effects, and like for any motion graphics, stuff like that, I use After Effects. Sometimes I do, if you ever watch all the way to the very end of my YouTube videos, sometimes I do, I have like the waveforms of the music playing on the end card screen, and that's done in After Effects. So I do use it, but it's just not really helpful for this type of video. One, you don't see it as well. Ooh, that was a bad cut. Reasons. How did that happen? couple reasons. I do like doing these live streams, but trying to edit the video and also read chat and answer people and stuff like that is I'm not a very good multitasker just as a general rule, so definitely makes it a little more tricky for me to edit. But one, you don't see it as well when it's right underneath the desk unless you're actually looking under the desk. But maybe that's something I just need to get used to. So it looks nicer from sort of like a above standpoint. So it looks nicer from when you're above your... Oh, I redid that. For the desk. So it looks nicer from when you're above your desk, which is most of the time. I just followed your Instagram. Thank you. Yeah, if anyone wants to follow me, I always post all the links. Like right when I come out with a new video, I always post the... I update the link in my bio and post something on my story. So if you want like a more reliable way of knowing when I post videos, my Instagram or my Facebook page is probably the best way to do it, because YouTube sometimes just, despite all your efforts of trying to get YouTube to tell you when someone posts a video, YouTube sometimes just like, no, just not going to show you. So yeah, it's easier to check for updates, yeah. And you can also see the cool photos that I post sometimes. And it also just makes sure I don't accidentally kick it or like somehow unplug a cable or something with my foot by accident. That sounds like a dumb scenario, unplugging a cable with your foot, but I've definitely done it. It just generally helps to keep it. It's just generally... Ooh, this is a fun area where I retry this take a few times. It really helps keep the cables out of the way. Third time's the charm. It just generally helps. Oh, cut too much off there. If I do the cut at a point where I'm already talking, like it jumps into a video clip of my voice is already, like I have to cut it right before I start talking, like by 1 or 2 frames, because otherwise it creates kind of like it's just kind of a jarring sound to just like hear someone jump in the middle of a sentence at full volume. Would you be willing to do a tutorial on After Effects? I've been trying to learn, but haven't found any good tutorials. I'm able to make a zoom transition, a few handheld camera effects. It'd be cool if I could learn some intro outro things. Yeah, I can do a video on how I made my intro. I could definitely do more After Effects videos. But they would definitely be more like in-depth things. So what I've considered doing with not just After Effects but maybe other things is to do like a basics tutorial, and then I can, once I have a basics tutorial up on my channel, then I can go and start doing like cool tutorials and stuff like that, because even with like my other Photoshop tutorials and like Premiere tutorials, what I end up doing is I just like jump right in from a standpoint of like, hopefully you already know how to use the software a little bit, because I'm just going to jump right in and start doing it. Which isn't really a great assumption for me to make, especially when I haven't done anything on my channel that would cover the basics, because then if I do like a more advanced tutorial, I can just say, if there's some stuff you don't understand in here, just go watch my basics video and then come back. So I think that would be a good idea for not just After Effects, but even maybe just like camera exposure basics, like stuff like that. The reason I don't like to do videos like that is because there's so many of them. Like there's so many videos of like how to use the manual setting on your camera. It's like I don't feel like I would add anything to that genre of video if I was to create them. Because that's something with After Effects can be a lot more niche and a lot more have a lot more of a learning curve than something like Premiere. So I don't just want to jump into it using shortcuts and like just going really quickly if most people don't understand the sort of fundamentals. But there's already plenty of good like basic tutorials that go very in depth. I don't think I have the patience for that to like, because I just want to like do the cool thing, right? I just want to be like, oh, I'm gonna like make a person fly or shoot fire out of their hands. I don't know. And I just want to do that and not be like, okay, so this is how you change your position settings, and this is the button to turn on keyframes. Um, like that stuff, it's not as fun for me to do that stuff, but I might create something like a fundamentals video so people can get started with it. It just generally helps keep the cables out of the way. I was also thinking for live streams like this to do some photo editing instead. Just so, I don't know, kind of spoils the YouTube video for, or maybe it doesn't, but I'm basically showing the YouTube video in its entirety before posting the YouTube video. So that's probably not a great thing to do. One thing to note is, so I'd like to edit some photos. I just don't have any photos to edit right now. Maybe that's what I could do. We were talking, someone was talking about doing like a photo reaction or like review of your photos. Maybe I could do, I think Peter McKinnon did that though, but like where you send in your raw files and I show you how I would edit them. If that's, I don't know if people would be interested in that. But see, that's another thing where I feel like I'm putting myself on a pedestal by saying, well, look what I can do to your photos. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. Now, I used a lot of adhesive for the power bar because I used some 3M adhesive before and it failed and the whole thing fell off. I'm starting to get a little bit louder as this video is going on and my audio is starting to clip, so I'm gonna like, or it's not quite clipping, but it's like just going past the 0 level, which I don't like. So I'm just going to turn down my amplify settings. I currently have it boosted 10 decibels using the amplify. I'm gonna set it to 8 for the rest of the video because I start talking louder. That way the audio doesn't distort. I used some 3M adhesive before and it failed and the whole thing fell off. That is true. I did cable manage my desk and I had my power bar mounted underneath and it just like fell off one day and made a loud crashing noise. Pretty sure it happened in the middle of the night, so that was fun. And now I'm out of 3M adhesive and using some cheap knockoff adhesive. So I'm not very confident in its ability. I used a lot of adhesive on my power bar this time, so it's probably going to be a pain when I do want to take it off, but at least it's not going to fall off. So I'm not very confident in its ability. But anyway, mount your power bar. Mount your power bar on the top of your desk, on the side. Mount your. One thing you have to be careful of when you're doing jump cuts and cutting out parts that you say but you don't want to include in the video is that it still sounds like a cohesive sentence or like a cohesive thought, I guess, and not like you don't want it to sound like you cut out a part of the video and the viewer's just missing part of your conversation. So I'm not very confident in its ability. Mount your power bar on the top of your desk. See, like there, I just kind of jumped to a new topic without sounding like I'm going to. It's on the side, wherever you want. But if you are, but if you are going to do this step, make sure any cables plugged into the power bar, including the actual power cable for the power bar, are not pulling on it at all. are not gonna pull on the power bar at all. Are not pull. Okay. Cut there. Cut out this first take. Are not gonna pull on the power bar at all. A trick to this. One trick to this whole thing is you want your cables to be tight and not have a bunch of just loose. A trick to this whole thing. Good, I resaid the whole sentence instead of starting midway through when I messed up. A trick to this whole thing is you don't want to have any loose cables dangling around. I also try to cut out when I'm speaking and I take a deep breath in between my sentences because it sounds a little intense. Sometimes, like I'm just talking and then you just hear like a and it's, I don't know, I just try to cut that stuff out. But you also don't want the cables to be so tight that there's pressure on them. Because there's an example of me having no idea what I'm about to say, but just going along with it anyway. Because if cables are even just kind of gently pulling on the power bar, over time that's going to weaken the adhesive. Over time that's going to right there, and then cut out the bad part. By the way, I'm using Q and W, which are shortcuts for I don't know what the technical, the like what the actual term is. I think it's a ripple edit. I think this counts as a ripple edit. It's basically when I hit, so while I'm doing Control K to do a slice where my playhead is like that, and then I come over here where I know I'm going to start talking, and I hit Q, which basically just trims off that whole section and drags the clip forward, which is a ripple edit. But if I undo it, so basically what I do when I press what Q is doing is it's basically dragging this clip to here and then bringing the whole thing over here, but it just does it in one button click, which is why shortcuts are amazing. I would also recommend, if you're going to mount your power bar upside down, to not plug anything super heavy into it, like a big power brick of some kind. Because that's another way it's going to fall off. Kind of worded that weirdly, but now if you're really committed to this and you want a if you're really committed to this and you want the absolute best way of mounting a power bar, some power bars have holes in the inside for power bar. Right there. This is the actual YouTube video editing process is kind of boring, not gonna lie. It's not nearly as exciting as if I was editing like a short film and there's like 10 layers of sound effects and like a bunch of different takes to choose from and more like visual effects I have to do. I really like editing videos like that, but I don't do that very often because it's a lot of work and I need a lot of people to help film stuff like that. But yeah, I would like to do stuff like that more often. Some power bars have holes on the bottom to. Some power bars have holes. Some power bars have holes on the absolute best way of mounting a power bar. Some power bars have. There's an example of me. So there I did a cut, but it was like one frame into me already saying the sentence and it sounded a little weird. some power bars have holes on the bottom to put screws through to mount it onto something. I don't explain this very well, this part of the video. I'm assuming this little blip is a mess up. So I'm just going to skip past it. If you have a power bar like that, you can make sure you just get the right screw that's going to slide into there, and then screw it into whatever mounting point you want, and just leave a bit of the screw hanging out, and then you can just kind of slide the power bar onto the screws, kind of like you're hanging a painting. That was a really long-winded way of saying you can screw your power bar into your desk. So, right, so now, did you guys hear that? I think that was my dog. Wait, in the description you linked to MacBook Pro. Yeah, I am using my PC right now. I haven't changed that yet. Well, actually, I probably won't change it because I can't exactly link. Can you guys hear that? I can't exactly link my computer in the description of my video because I built it. And you can't just buy this computer. Okay, I'm closing my window. I'm sorry, one sec. Hey Josh, how's it going? Yeah, so I used to do all my editing on my MacBook until just recently when I upgraded this PC. So that's why my MacBook's linked in the description. Painting. All right, so now plug everything in. Make sure all your cables reach. Make sure they go where they want to go, that you're going to be able to route them in the spots you want to. It's better to have a little bit too much cable than not enough. And again, make sure your cables aren't pulling on anything, because not just for like with the power bar where you might knock it over, but any kind of tension on like USB cables or things like that is going to wreck them over time. And finally, now that you have everything where you want it, we're almost done here with this rough edit. Or with the A-roll edit. Behind all to and now that you finally have everything where you want it, use the cable ties to sort of bind all the cables together and then strap them to something like the leg of the desk or now that you have everything plugged in, use the Velcro cable ties to... Oh, I redid that whole thing, didn't I? And now that you finally have everything where you want it, I sure do. Cool. Sure did. Now that you have everything plugged in, use the Velcro cable ties. Wait, what did I say there? And finally, now that you have everything where you want it, use the cable ties to... Oh. I redid that 3 times. Nice. Now that you have everything plugged in, use the Velcro cable ties to either tie all the cables together or tie them to something like the leg of your desk. Thank God I can edit my YouTube videos. If I had to do them in one take for some weird reason, I would mess up a lot. I always recommend having your cables tied to a physical object like the leg of your desk so that they don't move around and they're going to be out of the way. desk leg also helps hide the big bundles. Maybe I should get a teleprompter. I feel like that would make my videos feel too scripted though. But you can get like cheaper ones that just like kind of sit in front of the camera. So it basically looks like you're looking at the lens, but you're actually just reading. But then I would have to write an entire script for my videos, and that would sound really robotic. The desk leg also helps hide the big bundle of cables from most angles. So you don't see them as well. And that's pretty much it. If you followed all these steps, hopefully your setup is looking nice and clean. There we go. Okay, so there's still a little more of exit stuff I'm saying here, but that's basically 5 minutes of video compared to when I just ramble about a lens or something like that. I usually have closer to like 20 minutes of raw footage, and I can cut it down to like 8 minutes. But it's definitely, I think this is a good lesson for me to start doing that more, because yeah, I definitely it's more efficient for me to sort of write down what I'm gonna say. How fast your computer is, or how much RGB lighting you have. I'm gonna cut out the middle there. Computer is, or how much RGB lighting you have. The most important thing is that you take care of the things you have. It's like a sappy little message I threw in there for some reason. I just don't say anything for like a solid minute. Not sure what I was trying to figure out there. But yeah, that's everything I have for you. If this video helped you clean up your desk or manage whatever cables are in your house, then I would love to hear it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. And you can hit the subscribe button if you want to. Button and subscribe for more. Cut out that bit there. This is going so much faster than the last video I did. The last live stream, it took me like 3 hours. I think the live stream was like 3 hours to finish the video edit, and I'm still not done, but I'm only at 1 hour right now, and I'm already done the air-roll cuts. Like button, and you can hit the subscribe button if you want to watch more videos. Okay, and then I think this is the last thing I say. Although, no, it's definitely not. Oh wait, no, I forgot, I did another like live stream announcement, but I recorded it at the end of the video. But I'm gonna put it at the beginning. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Yeah. So that's the end of the video, but then I do a live stream announcement that I think took a couple takes. Alright, before we jump into this video, I just want to remind you guys that I am doing live streams. I did the first one a little... I did the first one... I want to remind you guys that I am doing live streams. Again, I'm cutting in the middle of a sentence, which I don't like doing. It's gonna sound a little choppier than I would like. I did the first one a few days ago, and it went really well. I was able to interact with you guys really well. Cut out the I do that a lot, and you'll notice it when you're watching me live, because obviously I can't do any cuts, but I say a lot, which is a bad habit when I'm making my videos. Thankfully I can cut it out. I was able to interact with you guys live and answer your questions and just sort of have a conversation, and then I also showed how I sort of edit these videos. So if you want to see something like that, then subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when I go live. Alright, let's start the video. Yeah, so I do that little bit there, which I'm going to drag and drop at the beginning of the video. I'm doing live streams. I did the first one a few days ago. Yeah, so we're going to zoom out, take these 3 clips, which is the little announcement I just made. Bring that all the way to, I'm going to put it on a different track so I don't cut out stuff I've already done. Like that, and then just drag all this stuff back. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to cut into the intro there. Probably move the audio up a layer. Like that, because I'm gonna, a lot of this video, the intro part is still just black screen. We're finally gonna do some cable management stuff. Yeah, so the actual video part of the intro ends there. But as you can see, there's a whole chunk of it because I wanted to keep the music in. So then I can drag this out a little bit. And then put a nice little visual, just a little extra production value. Fading in, just a little touch. I did the first one a few days ago. Oh, that's not at all what, oh, I didn't bring this clip with it. What? Wait, what? That's not the whole announcement. Oh, is this bit part of it? What happened there? Oh, I straight up just didn't cut this. Whoops. Alright, before we jump into this video. Yep, this is the first clip. Whoops. Bring that over there. And just flip that around. Stuff has to go back here, and this has to go over there without, there, like that. Now I can bring that in and bring that in there too. I have to select all of this because there's a gap there. There we go. Okay. Actually, no, I don't want that because I want to leave a few frames in between the intro and the first clip of me talking. Now this is the clip I want to fade in. So I'm just going to add the keyframe there at 100%, a few frames in, go back to the start, put it at 0, and it's as simple as that. Now it's going to fade in. Alright, before we jump into this video, I just want to... I'm going to bring down the volume on that. On the intro though. Alright. Let's go at negative 18. And then I'll probably just fade it out. Yeah, it'll be over by the time the live stream announcement thing is
Alright, before we jump
Done.
into this video, I just want to remind you guys that I am doing live streams. I did the first one a few days ago, and it went really well. I was able to interact with you guys live and answer your questions and just sort of have a conversation, and then I also showed how I sort of edit these videos. So if you want to see something like that, then subscribe and turn on notifications.
Why does that cut out so suddenly? I'm gonna fade that out. I didn't know that audio, the music cut out like that. Why is that a thing? There. Oh, no. If you want to only adjust or like trim, like if you have two linked clips like this where the video clip is linked to the audio, if you hold Alt and do the trimming, then you'll just adjust the one clip.
Then subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when I go live. Alright, let's start the video. Alright, so today we're going to be turning your messy cable...
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to watch through the whole thing because I always do that, but I don't just want to sit here in silence for 5 minutes while that video plays. So I'm just going to start. I already downloaded, when I'm live streaming these, I'm trying to get them trying to get the project files organized before I start live streaming, so you don't have to watch me just like listen to 20 songs before I pick the ones I like. But I'm going to start the first song right when I jump into the actual part of the video.
Alright, so today we're going to be turning your...
That is very loud. Also, I don't usually like to choose songs that have lyrics in them because I'm talking and then you can hear another person talking in the song. But in this case, I really liked some of the songs that had lyrics in them. And so now I'm just going to have to make sure they're extra quiet. I'm going to just set the whole thing to -25 decibels. Normally I do around -20, and I might even go a little further than -25 because I want it to be, I don't want to be competing with the song.
Alright, so today we're going to be turning your messy cable, whatever you have going on under your desk, we're going to make it look a little nicer. Now this has the benefit of looking nice for your desk.
That sounds fine. Go more into the song just to make sure.
Look like right now.
You can see on the left here, the first bar here is my voice, the second one's the music, as far as levels go.
Everything just kind of came down. So let's clean it up. First, we're going to start with removing everything. Okay, we want to...
I don't think I like that song. I don't like the lyrics. Do any of these other ones have lyrics? I did, yeah. I remember picking these out now. I like them as songs, but it's tough to use in a video. I'm gonna try. Let's go -23. Sure, why don't we try that?
For your desk, and then it also just kind of helps keep you a little more organized.
Because I don't want you to not be able to hear the music.
Stuff I used, you don't have to use all of this stuff to make your setup look nice, but this is just what I got. I'll do my best to link all these products on Amazon in the description.
That sounds good.
So I've got some cable fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that...
Go more into the song. Make sure it still sounds good. Songs usually get louder as they go on.
Get all your cables, start putting them back, just the ones you need, and kind of roughly lay them out in the area you want them to go.
In hindsight, I can't remember why I picked these songs. But the one song is almost the whole video, so maybe if this one is... How long is this one? This song's also 4 minutes. Okay, if this song's better, I'll only use this one in the video. Okay, it also has lyrics. I'm probably never going to choose songs with lyrics in them again because I'm now figuring out that I don't like it. But I'm going to try that one. -25, because there are lyrics in
Make
it.
sure that they're all going to be the right length, that they're going to reach, or that there's not going to be too much extra cable. Now,
That's
this
better.
stuff depends on what your setup is looking.
I'll use one of these. I'll use the first one for like the outro bit.
And they're going to be out of the way. The desk leg also helps hide the big bundle of cables from most angles, so you don't see them as well. And that's pretty much it. If you followed all these steps, hopefully your setup is looking nice and clean. It doesn't matter how fast your computer is or how much RGB lighting you have. The most important thing is
I'm gonna
that
slowly make this a little louder.
But yeah, that's everything I have for you. If
I go from, so start the keyframe there, go to maybe about here, make it -15. So still much quieter than my voice, but much also like loud enough to really notice it. And you can actually see if you ever like, if you don't understand how the keyframes work, you can kind of see them here. It's probably really small on your screen, but these are the two keyframes I just made, and that's the levels adjustment. You can visually see it going
that's
up.
everything I have for you. If this video helped you clean up your desk or manage whatever cables are in your house, then I would love to hear it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and you can hit the subscribe button.
See here now my voice is competing for the song, but because it's right at the end of the video and it's not for a very long time, I'm okay with it. Yeah, so then I'm gonna make it louder right at the very end.
Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
That actually, on second thought, I'm gonna make it a little quieter. Let's go like -18. And then right here, right at the end of where I'm talking, I'll put a keyframe at -18. And then right when the video cuts out, I'm gonna set that to like -4. And then it'll play at relatively full volume for like, I always leave like 20 seconds at the end of the video to put the end cards.
And I will see you in the next one.
This is, I'm not sure what I was thinking when I chose these songs, but I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it now. Okay, so that ends right at 5 minutes and 26 seconds. So 5 minutes and 46 seconds is roughly where I want to end it. We'll fade out like right there. So I'm going to cut it first, just hitting W to do that. I'll go like 5 seconds before it ends, just so it's like a nice gradual fade. Put a keyframe there at the 4 decibels. Go to the end and just go -999, which is just going to go straight to negative infinity, which is just another way of saying you can't hear it.
And I will see you in the next one.
Okay. So for most videos, that would pretty much be it. That like I'd be done, but I have a decent amount of B-roll to put in this video. If you can see over on the left here, all of these clips with purple next to them are all B-roll clips that I'm gonna overlay. But thankfully I made bullet points, so the places where I'm gonna put the B-roll is already kind of predetermined based on what I'm talking about.
So today we're going to be turning your messy cable, whatever you have going on under your desk, we're going to make it look a little nicer. Now this has the benefit of looking nice for your desk, and then it also just kind of helps keep you a little more organized, but it's mostly just to make things look clean. So here's some of the stuff I used. You don't have to use all of this stuff to make your setup look nice, but this is just what I got. I'll do my best to link all these products on Amazon in the description. So I've got some cable fasteners, which are...
I forgot I said that. I'm glad I just heard myself say that, because I mean, I'll probably still forget, but I'm going to search up links for all these so I can list them in the description of this video.
description. So I've got some cable fasteners, which are
What's tough about making these videos is like I put stuff in there like, oh, I'll link it in the description, because there's no way of knowing how many people are gonna watch these videos. Um, like, I mean, you can say that in any case, but for me, because sometimes I have videos that are, for whatever reason, I managed to use the right search terms or like keywords or things like that, and the video manages to get like a few thousand views, which I know in the grand scheme of things isn't that much, but for my channel it is. Or I post a video and it gets 50 views and no one watches it really. So it's a little tough. I'm gonna like probably go out of my way for 20 minutes to make sure I get like links for this video, and it could be seen by 30 people. Which, and if I can help those 30 people, then that's great. That's still good, but like I don't know, the work is like not as proportional if I'm like putting all this effort into a video for just a few people to watch it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I got. I'll do my best to link all these products on Amazon in the description. So I've got some cable fasteners.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go through the B-roll here and select just like edit these out. So I have two clips here, one of me just throwing the stuff on the desk, and then another one of me like showing what it is. I'll probably just drag this whole thing in. Yeah. So yeah, you can use the I and O keys when you're in this window to create an in and out point. And now when I drag in this video, I'm going to hit drag video only because it's just for the visuals. I don't need the audio from this clip. It's only going to drag in the stuff I selected and not the whole thing. So I can do that. Drop it here.
Fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have J channels.
I'm gonna cut that right there. I'm actually gonna lock these, the A roll and the audio layers, so that I can freely edit this top layer here without accidentally making cuts in the video that I've already finished editing. But I'm going to cut that there. There will be a couple layers of B-roll here, so oh, I have to select this layer in order to use Q and W on it.
Cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables.
So now I'm just cutting. You can see I'm still talking about the J channels, but then I put the Velcro strips down in the B-roll, so I'm gonna have to cut.
And they're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cables.
So now I'm gonna drag that to there, and that's where that B-roll is gonna go.
J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive.
And then in this empty space, I'm probably gonna put some of the other B-roll I got, but I'm gonna add this stuff first.
Some tape and something sharp. So some double-sided adhesive. Cable ties. Some.
Okay, I'm gonna cut there because I'm done talking about the cable ties. Cut to the part of me throwing in the adhesive.
Some double-sided adhesive.
And then I say something about something sharp, so then I'm gonna put my knife on the table.
I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive, some tape, and something sharp. So this is what my cables look like right now.
Just gonna drag that out so you don't have that few frames of me before it jump cuts.
Fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables, and they're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive, some tape, and something sharp.
Okay, cool. So I got that in, but then I also have these clips that I'm gonna like put over top of the ones I just added in. We're adding a few layers of B-roll today. I'm actually gonna collapse this stuff because I don't need to see it anymore. Same with the music actually, so I can like just focus on the B-roll stuff.
Fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips.
So then I have another clip of me like showing each thing. I'm like struggling to clamp it closed. They are kind of hard to use actually. Okay, I'm just gonna take that.
Fasteners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them.
I cut out about a second of me struggling with this thing. I hate that my playback isn't very smooth right now. A downside to live streaming and editing, my computer's under a bit of a workload. Actually, what does OBS say? So it's definitely my GPU because OBS is saying my CPU is at 7% utilization, and that's running Premiere and streaming. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna open my task manager here. You guys won't be able to see this, but decent amount of my memory is being used, but that's fine. And my GPU is actually. I'm gonna leave task manager open so it records data for a bit while I edit.
Which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have
I want this clip to be a little longer, then I'll probably just cut that there.
That can hold a cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides.
Okay, get the clip of me talking about the J channels, or not talking about, but showing them. Okay, it's long enough.
Guides for
It's nice when you overshoot because when you're shooting, it's kind of a pain to like be like, oh, I guess I'll get this shot as well. But then when you're editing, it's like, oh, thank God that I have so many options now. Most of the viewers are going up just a bit. If you're new to the stream, welcome. We're just doing some YouTube video editing. Feel free to leave any comments or questions in the chat. I'm checking it every once in a while, so I'll answer your questions.
in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables, and they're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive, some tape.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have a clip of me opening. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in this clip of me opening the knife. Maybe I'll leave out the part of me spinning it around, but
and something sharp. So this
yeah, we'll cut that there.
and something sharp. So this is what my cables look like right now. It's not great.
So this is good for once I actually have an abundance of B-roll and you're not just staring at my face talking the whole time. Just checking back on my GPU. It's not working too hard either. Oh, my CPU is definitely spiking, but yeah, I think streaming and editing is just a little tough on my computer.
Which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables, and they're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive, some tape, and something sharp. So this is what my cables look like right now. It's not great.
Okay. So now I need the clip of me showing how messy the underside of my desk is. Oh good, I did a pan. It's so funny how I just don't remember what I record. So this looks very messy. This is like what's under here right now, except now it looks nice because I did this video and cleaned it up. Probably cut it there though.
Look like right now. It's not great. They were cable managed a little better, and then the adhesive on the power bar failed, and everything just kind of came down. So let's clean it up. First, we're going to start with removing everything. Okay, we want to be thorough.
I actually, the sort of trick with sort of talking about the right things that I'm doing in the B-roll is I actually filmed all the B-roll first, so that I was just more confident in what I was going to talk about because I already knew what I had done, so I just needed to like talk about what I already did. Yeah.
And then the adhesive on the power bar failed, and everything just kind of came down. So let's clean it up. First, we're going to start with removing everything.
Okay, and now I need... Oh, here's another clip of my desk looking messy, which I might want to add in here. Yeah, let's actually do that. Take that, throw it over this clip here. Somewhere like that.
Look like right now. It's not great. They were cable managed a little better, and then the adhesive on the power bar failed, and everything just kind of came down. So let's clean it up. First, we're going to start with removing everything.
Okay, let's get a video of me removing everything like I'm talking about. Probably do a time lapse. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this footage here, cut to me zooming, like after I've zoomed in, just scroll through and make sure it's all good to be used. Oh, it stopped recording. Did I stop that? I just feel like I didn't remove everything. I don't think I talked about it in the video, like in the talking part, but I relaid out my RGB strip too. Damn, okay, so I'm just gonna take this clip, which is a little underexposed because it's hard to light the underneath of a desk.
Removing everything. Okay, we want to be thorough, alright?
Did my audio clip there? It sounded like it did. Am I hearing things?
Thorough, alright? This is a cable management job that you don't want to have.
Okay, that's fine. Control R to open up the speed duration window that you guys probably can't see, but I'm going to set it to, I'm going to try 3000% or 30 times speed and see how that looks. That's probably still a little long. I might speed it up a little more.
let's clean it up. First, we're going to start with removing everything. Okay, we want to be thorough, alright? This is a cable management job that you don't want to have to touch or adjust for a while. So I'm going to move my whole computer out of the way and just unplug everything. Because if you're anything like me, there's a good chance somewhere in that nest of cables, there's a few cables that...
Okay, so it's the sped up footage doesn't play back at real time, again, because I'm streaming and editing at the same time. So it looks really choppy, but it won't look like that once I export it.
First, we're going to start with removing everything. Okay, we want to be thorough, alright? This is a cable management job that you don't want to have to touch or adjust for a while. So I'm going to move my whole computer out of the way and just unplug everything. Because if you're anything like me, there's a good chance somewhere in that nest of cables, there's a few cables that aren't even being used or that you just don't need anymore. For example, I have a couple USBs and also this Ethernet power line adapter that I'm just not using, but they're sitting under there taking up space. Once all the cables are cleared out, lay your J channels out where you think you're going to need them. I already have a few laid out from when I put them in a while ago, and they're fine, so I'm just going to leave them. So now that you kind of...
I think I'm going to take that shot of the J channels there, which shows kind of how messy it is, but actually I'm going to put that in for comedic effect. My cat jumped up on my desk. Comedic effect. It's not really that funny, but it's something to throw in the video that people might not expect.
A while ago, and they're fine, so I'm just going to leave them. So now that you kind of have an area under there taking up space. Once all the cables are cleared out, lay your J channel channels out where you think you're going to need them. I already have a few laid out from when I put them in a while ago, and they're fine, so I'm just going to leave them. So now that you kind of have an area to lay out all your cables, start putting them back, just the ones you need.
So I am adding B-roll here, but I'm also at the same time like listening to what I'm saying and making sure all my sentences make sense, then I don't cut in weird places.
And kind of roughly lay them out in the area you want them to go. Make sure that they're all going to be the right length, that they're going to reach, or that there's not going to be too much extra cable. Now this step depends on what your setup is looking like, but for me, I want to mount my power bar on...
I think I have some footage there of me, yeah, me laying out cables. Oh, I did have to cut the LED strip a bit, because for a while it's been sticking out past my desk, so I cut it, because you can only cut it in certain points, so let's take this footage here of me pulling cables around. Probably the most difficult part of editing videos like these, which is to say it's not super difficult, is just finding the right point in a shot like this to put in the video. Like, yeah, I'll probably use this, because I'm talking about the J channels and now I'm putting the wires into them, so even though my arm gets in the way of what I'm doing, which is just great. Oh, this is still me unplugging cables. Okay, maybe actually I won't use this clip. Oh, this is the shot of me. It's upside down because the camera had to be upside down, but that's a shot of me installing the power bar.
Now this is for a couple of reasons. One, you don't see it as well when it's right...
Am I talking about the power bar now? Yeah.
Or that there's not going to be too much extra cable. Now this step depends on what your setup is looking like, but for me, I want to mount my power bar...
Okay, so right around there's where I start talking about the power bar. So now I just gotta find the shot. I actually tried doing it with tape first, and it didn't work because I was a little sketched out about the off-brand adhesive I had. Um, but it actually worked, so. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm just gonna drag this whole thing in and cut it as I go because there's a couple parts in here I want to use.
The underside of my desk.
Gonna cut that. Find the next spot here. Me sticking it on there.
Now this is for a couple reasons. One, you don't see it as well.
Oh, I'm also gonna flip this footage around. So you can either do, actually I don't know if Premiere will do it. You can do this in After Effects though. You set the scale to -100. Yeah, that doesn't work in, Premiere doesn't let you go into the negatives. It just makes the footage invisible. But if you go -100, it'll flip it. But I'm just gonna do rotation 180 to fix that.
I want to mount my power bar on the underside of my desk. Now this is for a couple reasons. One,
Flip this one too.
you don't see it as well when it's right underneath the desk unless you're actually looking under the desk. So it looks
Cut there, and then I'm just gonna show me putting the power brick for my monitor underneath there too. Also, the whole time I'm filming this, the light, which is this light here, that I'm using to light up this video is plugged into that power bar. That's the one thing that's plugged in there, is because there's no other plugs in this side of my room. So the light wouldn't reach. So yeah, that looks kind of bad, but it's whatever. So yeah, I put some adhesive on this thing too and stuck it up there. Plus this power bar has the USBs and they're just like right over there on my desk, so I can just like reach over and plug something in. Also, my camera battery is about to die. I'm gonna have to switch that out in a minute. There we go. That's the part I was looking for. I like to, when I do something like little B-roll edits, I just like to go back a few seconds and just watch the whole thing.
My power bar on the underside of my desk. Now this is for a couple reasons. One, you don't see it as well when it's right underneath the desk unless you're actually looking under the desk. So it looks nicer from when you're above your desk, which is most of the time. And it also just makes sure I don't accidentally kick it or like somehow unplug a cable or something with my foot by accident. It just generally helps keep the cables out of the way. Now
Okay, I'm gonna go right there. My PC fan is spinning up. Cut that out. Okay, so now it'll probably be me talking for a little bit.
Adhesive for the power bar because I used some 3M adhesive before and it failed and the whole thing fell off. And now I'm out of 3M adhesive and using some cheap knockoff adhesive, so I'm not very confident in its ability. Mount your power bar on the top of your desk, on the side, wherever you want. But if you are going to do this step, make sure any cables plugged into the power bar, including the actual power cable for the power bar, are not going to pull on the power bar at all. A trick to this whole thing is you
I just said power bar like 5 times in that sentence.
don't want to have any loose cables dangling around, but you also don't want the cables to be so tight that there's pressure on them, because if cables are even just kind of gently pulling on the power bar, over time that's going to weaken the adhesive. I would also recommend, if you're going to mount your power bar upside down, to not plug anything super heavy into it, like a big power brick of some kind, because that's another way it's going to fall off. Now if you're really
I'm pretty sure that's the reason my power bar fell off my desk before, was because I had a couple like laptop power bricks plugged into it, and it was just too much weight for the adhesive.
committed to this and you want the absolute best way of mounting a power bar, Some power bars have holes on the bottom to put screws through to mount it onto something. So if you have a power bar like that, you can make sure you just get the right screw that's going to slide into there, and then screw it into whatever mounting point you want, and just leave a bit of the screw hanging out, and then you can just kind of slide the power bar onto the screws, kind of like you're hanging a painting. Alright, so now plug everything in. Make sure all your cables...
Okay, we're on to the next step. Pretty sure I have some B-roll of this. This is also, I think I forgot to say it in the video, but if you do this and you like cleared all the cables and stuff, it's a very good time to vacuum or dust or something under your desk while everything is out. Yeah, I'm gonna do a B-roll, not B-roll, time lapse of this shot, I think. Yeah. Cut it there.
Hanging a painting. Alright, so now plug everything in. Make sure all your cables reach. Make sure they go...
Speed this up to I'll try 20 times speed. This window's not going to show up for you guys, but that's alright. And I'm actually going to start a bit into me talking, I think. I'm going to show me talking, or like, yeah, keep in a bit of that clip of me talking, and then cut to the time lapse.
Go where they want to go, that you're going to be able to route them in the spots you want to. It's better to have a...
Some of this footage is very poorly lit, and I'm not proud of that, but it was super difficult to try and light underneath my desk and like get everything lit up properly.
A little bit too much cable, then not enough. And again, make sure your cables aren't pulling on anything, because not just for like...
I should have set this to manual focus because the lens keeps shifting and stuff, and that's not good. It's a little jarring.
With the power bar where you might knock it over, but any kind of tension on like USB cables or things like that is going to wreck them over time. Now that you have everything plugged in, use the Velcro cable ties to either tie all the cables together or...
I think this is a clip of me. See, like, this is well lit, but it doesn't look nice. Like now you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to speed this up too, because it's kind of a long clip of me doing this. Yeah, we'll stop it there. Speed this up. We'll go 2000%, which is the same as 20 times speed. Yeah, that looks short enough. Let's make sure I put it at the right point here.
Over time. Now that you have everything plugged in, use the Velcro cable ties to either tie all
Drag that forward just a bit.
the cables together or tie them to something like the leg of your desk. I always recommend having your cables tied to a physical object like the leg of your desk so that they don't move around and they're going to be out of the way. The desk leg also helps hide the big bundle of cables from most angles, so you don't see them as well. And that's pretty much it. If you...
That was weird, it just paused itself.
followed all these steps, hopefully your setup is looking nice and clean.
That's good. I'm glad I was able to add a decent amount of B-roll in there. I still have a few clips. This is just the finished product. So I'll throw in a couple shots at the end here of what it looks like. Now it's still, you can still see the cables. It's not perfect, but it's better than just dangling everywhere. Also the light on my camera is flashing, so I'm going to turn off I'm just going to go to the screen for a second while I change out the battery. really wish I had a webcam for this, but I don't. So I have to change the battery every once in a while. Okay, there we go. Oh, my exposure settings changed. Great. And now I look very dark. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna add in a couple clips here of like the final, like this is what it looks like. I didn't use my video tripod for this, so the pans and tilts aren't very smooth, which isn't great, but it's my life now, so just gonna deal with it.
Pretty much it. If you followed all these steps, hopefully your setup is looking nice and clean. It doesn't matter how fast your computer is or
This doesn't look very good. I put one piece of tape on this cord here to stick it to the wall, and it just looks really bad. But I just wanted, instead of that cable like just drooping down, I wanted it to go straight across. But it just looks a little, I think it looks a little funny. I didn't do a pan here, I just left it. Cool, okay.
computer is or how much RGB lighting you have. The most important thing is that you take care of the things.
And there's me throwing in my sappy little message at the end for some reason. Not quite sure why I did that, but I'm gonna leave it in. This is called, I actually forget what this technique is called, but instead of cutting the video, I am like stacking it like this, because there's still usable video under here. So rather than like just cutting it out, I can remember that, oh, there is usable footage here. I'm just don't want to use it right now, but maybe I will later, so I don't want to cut it out.
Is that you take care of the things you have. But yeah, that's everything I have for you. Thing you have. The most important thing is that you take care of the things you have. But yeah, that's everything.
I also didn't make my bed. You can see there in the corner of the B-roll, my bed is unmade over here, which I'm sure most people won't care about, but it's a little detail that I'm kind of like, oh, why didn't I do that? Hi bro, I see your videos. Hey, thanks for joining. Feel free to ask me any questions or anything. I'm just editing, but if you have any questions about, I don't know, whatever, feel free to let me know. Actually, you know, something I could have done earlier is I can change the split between video and audio here, because my audio is only the 2 layers, and I'm not editing it right now, but I'm editing the B-roll, so yeah, this helps me see it a little better. I'm from Kerala. I don't know where that is, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's a good amount of B-roll. There's a chunk here where I'm just talking to the camera, but that's fine. That's actually most of the video. Maybe I'll do an After Effects outro to show some. Someone was asking about it earlier. I don't know if they're still watching, but I might do that. Show you how I do like the waveforms that follow the music. Plus it's better than just leaving a black screen at the end. I'm just gonna watch the first little intro bit, make sure it's
Hey guys,
all good.
welcome back to another episode of My Hair is Too Long and There's Nothing I Can Do About It. Today we're finally gonna do some cable management stuff. Alright, we jump into this video, I just want to remind you guys that I am doing live streams. I did the first one a few days ago, and it went really well. I was able to interact with you guys live and answer your questions and just sort of have a conversation, and then I also showed how I sort of edit these videos. So if you want to see something like that, then subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when I go live. Alright, let's start the video. Alright, so today we're going to be turning your...
Okay, that's good. Then I'm just gonna watch over the B-roll, make sure it looks good. Oops, I clicked Audition by accident. Now I'm gonna open Adobe Audition. That's not what I want.
Listeners, which are just little adhesive clips that can hold a cable in them. I have J channels, which are basically just plastic guides for your cables, and they're in the shape of a J. I have a bunch of Velcro cable ties, some double-sided adhesive, some tape, and something sharp. So this is what my cables look like right now. It's not great. They were cable managed a little better, and then the adhesive on the power bar failed, and everything just kind of came down.
I think I'm actually gonna add an adjustment layer to the B-roll, just to not to do anything crazy to the B-roll, but I just want to brighten it up a little. Like I just want to do some color correction, but it's just easier to apply it to everything. So I can just select. I don't know what's a good example. Like, see how dark that is? I don't like that. So I'm just gonna add a Lumetri clip to the adjustment layer over top of everything, and then oh, actually, I'm gonna need to bring that up one layer because there's some B-roll on that layer. See, now we're really getting into. We have a lot of layers going on here. So I'm just gonna go curves, bring it up a bit. Don't want to do it too much because other clips are properly exposed. Oof. Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't include. I have to cut it there. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna brighten it up a touch. Like that, and then just cut it so it's not on the parts of where I'm talking. Copy and paste. Oh, nope, not what I wanted to do. Uncheck that. Paste it on this layer. What? Is it because that's what I've selected? Oh, hang on. Okay, but if I select that, then why is it pasting on that layer? That's very weird. Okay, well, I'm just gonna hold, if you hold Alt and drag, you can just copy it over. So I'll just do that. And do that here. And I can also just drag it over this whole thing here and then just make cuts to it at the end of each video. Clip there. Drag that in. And there, now the adjustments are just on the B-roll clips. Just make sure that looks okay. Yeah, nothing looks overexposed or anything. That's a little better. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna collapse all this stuff. I don't know why, it's kind of satisfying to see like the whole timeline and all the layers and everything. This isn't too complicated, like as far as timelines go, but Like I've definitely had much more complicated looking projects than this, but it's still kind of satisfying to see. I don't know why, but now I can show you how to use dynamic link with After Effects. I'm gonna have to create a new window capture in OBS, but so what I'm gonna do is create just a black video, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a clip of video that's just a solid black, and I'm just gonna make it as long as I want this outro to be. And then I'm gonna select that and shift select so I can select that and the music that I'm exiting the video with, I guess you can say. I'm actually gonna cut it so that I'm only bringing in this last bit here because that's all I need. Then I'm gonna right click and go replace with After Effects composition. You won't be able to see it for a second, but After Effects is gonna open. Premiere Pro is not responding, which is fun. This will be a fun test on my computer, running Premiere Pro, After Effects, and OBS. Hopefully nothing crashes. We have a few dropped frames, but not much, so I think we're fine. Okay, After Effects is open, but it did not. Okay, so it's opening up my project window. I'm just gonna create, save it as a new project that you won't be able to see for a sec, but okay, so now if I'm gonna add another window capture here, so you can see my After Effects. Window capture. We're going to select After Effects. There we go. Now I just need to resize it. There we go. Easy. Okay, so in After Effects here, assuming you can see what I can see now, I'm just gonna save the Premiere project in case it crashes. So I'm gonna go to Effects and go just start typing audio. So audio spectrum is what we want, I believe. I always get the two mixed up, but we're just gonna drag it onto the black video. Yeah, so now you can see it creates these dots, and we have our music clip here. So we're gonna take this effect, choose, you can choose the source here. So we're gonna choose the song, and that's just gonna link the two together. So if we play this music, you can see now it's reacting. It's that easy. And then we're just gonna just gonna make it white. You can make it whatever color you want. You can also do like change the hue of it throughout, but I'm just gonna make it white. And then I'm gonna position it at the bottom. We're gonna do one at the bottom and one at the top, and I'm actually gonna turn off one side, so it only comes off the top and it's not like splitting both ways. And we're gonna put 10 and 1070 for the position. So we're basically putting it in one corner and then the other corner, but 10 pixels away from the corner, so it's not like clipping. So the way you can do this is I'm adjusting the x-axis for the endpoint. So the video is 1080p, which means there's 1920 pixels this way. So if I set it to 1910 instead of 1920, then that's going to put it all the way to the end, but leave 10 pixels at the end there, so it's not right against the end. Same with going to the bottom, it's 1080p, so 1080 pixels this way. I'm going to set it to 1070, leave a 10 pixel gap. So now you can see it's at the bottom there. I don't like it to have it look soft, and I want it to be a little more visible. You can also increase the amount of the bands. There's 64 to start, but you can like add a bunch. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to increase the maximum height. So now it looks like this. That's pretty good. You can turn on duration averaging too, which just smooths out the curves, but I don't like how that looks as much. So I'm going to leave that off. You can also, there's a couple like presets here, like I can also set it to that. Or analog dots. What does that look like with duration averaging? That looks kind of cool, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So now that we have this at the bottom, what we can do is Control D to duplicate, and then we're going to press S to open scale and go -100, which is just going to flip it, and so it's going to like flip it this way, like horizontally and then also vertically. So you'll see I hit, so now it's -100, which just basically puts the second one on the top, and now it's gonna look like that. So it's basically mirroring itself, like it's like flipping up. Oops, sorry. It's like flipping up and then flipping over. So we can just hit save in there, and then we're gonna close After Effects, and I'm going to turn off that window capture. Yeah, so wait, is this, what is this then? Oh, okay, sorry, I have more sources here than I need. That's my, yep, that's my Premiere. Okay, yeah, so then as you can see, now that we originally added that black video, now it just says it has the name I gave it, and it says linked comp, and you can see it showed up here as a new file in my Premiere. And this is why I like Adobe so much, is because you can do stuff like this, and just it's so easy to link between their softwares. Because if they didn't have this compatibility, I would have to export the something from, like I'd have to export a clip from Adobe Premiere as, or you know, my whatever editing I'm using, whatever editing software I'm using, I would have to export a clip at a really high resolution, like or a high bitrate file like ProRes, and bring that into After Effects, do the work I need to do in there, export it again from After Effects as a video clip, and then bring it back into Premiere. But instead I can just click a couple buttons and it just does it for me. But I'll put this in my graphics area. So now the song keeps playing at the end there, and it's going to just go right into that visual thing we created.
Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
There we go. So this is just where the end cards are going to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to export on stream because I don't want my computer to explode. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you everyone who tuned in. I'm probably going to leave this, I had a few people asking me to leave the archives up on the channel, so I'm probably going to leave like the recording of this live stream on the channel, and people can watch it later if they want. If no one's really watching them, then I'm just not going to keep them, because I don't want it to just like kind of just like fill up my video feed of just like live stream archives. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it up for people to watch and probably end the stream here. So thanks for everyone who tuned in. Hopefully I'll do some more of these in the future, and I'll also probably post the video I'm editing tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.